Yay! Hello, everybody. Hi. Oh my goodness. Right. I'm excited. Painting shirt on. Let's get going. Okay, sorry if I'm sniffing. Right. Without further ado, let's go on the safari. So we're in our Jeep a la Emily. And let's just say we're in Africa. Don't know where, but we've just seen a giraffe. Okay. So I would like you to draw this giraffe, and extra points if you draw the baby giraffe. But I want you to draw the giraffe with 5 extra legs. Okay. So that is a giraffe with, if my maths is right, 9 legs. Giraffe with 9 legs, and I want you to fill the paper. Absolutely fill the paper. So I'm bringing down the neck to begin with. You can over exaggerate the neck if you like, and then I'm going to make the body really big and round like that. And I'm just sort of copying the vague shapes. And then I've got room at the bottom for the legs. I'm going to whack the legs in first. 9, okay. 1, 2, quite long skinny legs. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, got my legs in, so I've done my main homework. Don't need to panic. I'm going to carry on. I'm going to cover the body in yellow. I'm just getting loads of paint, water, and yellow, and I'm just scribbling all over it. I'm slightly mixing my yellows, actually. I'm putting a bit of ochre in. I'm not worrying. I'm just going in all directions. Don't worry, I will give it a head in a minute. Bring that ochre down onto some of the legs if you like. And we can't forget the tail. Okay, so that's like my body covered. Really good. And then what I want to do is get a bit of that like mane that goes down the back. Just throwing that in there. Bit of the mane. Perfect. Okay, and then I'm just gonna put the hooves, trotters, feet of my 9-legged giraffe in. Okay, I'm going to move on to the head. Just going to quickly, this is a really quick one. Just going to put a sort of, it's like a triangle almost, but its ears in. And then I'm going to get a bit black, tiny bit black, tip its ears. I mean, I can hardly see it. Put some eyes on. I think it's got a nose bit like that. Maybe bring in a bit of shadow like that. And then I'm just going to really enjoy the spots. Really enjoy them. Up and down the neck, all over the body, big ones and small ones. Just have a real play. And other spots in the legs. There are spots in the legs. Don't forget the legs. Might play with perspective a bit and do smaller spots going up the legs, and then it goes to bigger spots at the top. Just like that. Might bring a bit of shadowing down. Just play. Doesn't matter if you're dripping water everywhere. Doesn't matter if you're scribbling everywhere. We are just enjoying the process of doing a 9-legged giraffe, because you can't get that wrong or right, because it doesn't even exist. I'm going to try and work into its hair a bit like that. Bring in its sort of mane. No, it's hairdo. Who knows? Like that. Whoosh. Now, here is my 9-legged giraffe. I feel like this line here elongates its neck. Putting a bit of shadow. I might just scribble a bit of shadow like under here. Can you see I'm just bringing my brush in a bit there? Being a bit bored, just scribbling it all over the place like that. Okay, and now quickly, just round your giraffe, pick a colour and fill it in around it. Now, if you haven't done this before with me, I am super quick, but what I do is I like to work fast so you can't think too much, you can't worry too much, and then you can pick up bits afterwards, like finishing the background or adding in the other 9 legs or whatever I've said, or you can do your own thing. Don't worry, but just try and keep the speed because it'll make you probably do mad things, and that is what we're here for. Enjoyable mad things. And that blue's really making my yellow giraffe stand out. You can always give him a bit of a a bit of a tree to eat in the savannah. I think it's a savannah. Don't quote me. Don't be coming to these classes for facts, okay? It's not the place for information. Today, a wise woman came to the studio and told me about my star sign. And she said she goes between Chinese zodiac and normal zodiac. And apparently I'm a horse. And B is an ox and Jack is a horse. And it's all very exciting. And there's a full moon on Saturday. So I'm probably just going to be painting moons and horses and oxes for the foreseeable future. Just keep blocking that in, really nice and loose. Round those 9 legs. We're showing them off. We think they're an absolute triumph. Remember, make your brush go in all different directions, try things out. That's what these classes are for. Realise we've only got 1 class left the week after next. I'm really excited for it though, because it's folk art. And I found some great patterns and like the meaning behind the patterns. Like different flowers mean different things and different hearts, and they're exciting. Right, here is my 9-legged giraffe. Okay, are we ready to throw this one behind us? Don't worry. If you haven't finished it completely, we're just going to carry on, move on. Now, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, the bigger that you make the picture, the less background you have to fill in. So, good maths, but then you're supposed to have to fill in the animal. Anyway, 2 heads, 2-headed giraffe. Are you ready? Can we do this? I'm going to get a bigger brush. I'm going to exaggerate the neck. Shall I? Oh, it's 2 heads, not 2 necks, isn't it? Okay. So I'm going to have 1 head here and 1 head there. And then I'm going to bring out the body like that. And I'm just going to go with 4 legs for this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Colouring it all in. Oh, don't forget the tail. Don't want the tail police after us. Good. And now I'm going to get in some black to get in the details for the head. Let's give it some ears. Ears. It sort of goes to a point and then got 2 eyes like that. Ears, 2 eyes, and a smile. And it's got those like weird antennae things, hasn't it? That aren't ears. They're amazing. I'm sort of bringing in a bit of shadowing to make it a bit more sort of angular, but do what you need to do. Do what you want. Then spotty neck. Actually, I've made the neck all the same size, but does go, it is meant to go angular. But let's just see what that turns out like. Let's see if that's a good thing. Have some spots off your giraffe. Make it look like the spots are just sort of just out there, ready to be caught. All over. And then get on the tail. Maybe a bit of shadow down the neck. Bit of scribbling on some of the spots. Bring in some more spots around the outside. Might bring some lines down my legs. Let me show you how sometimes I do it. So like the leg will be like that thick, for example, but I'll bring down a black line or something mid sort of quarter way to bring the eye down. Then you can start putting that hairy mane bit down the back, just like that. Top tip when you're drawing horses, that main bit, absolutely essential. And a gallery came today to pick some work for an exhibition in June, and I'd drawn a horse picture especially for that exhibition, and they picked everything but the horse picture. So funny. Okay, so got our two-headed giraffe, 4 legs, 2 heads, 2-legged giraffe. You can always write that below if you want to sort of remember, if you want to correct, I won't do it much, but if you want to correct like anything like face shapes, let me see if I can get any white here. Or you can do it, you can get a bit of thicker paint, like white acrylic, and you can start going in to edit it like that, which is always just, you know, just a slight edit if you want. Anyway, and a top tip is like you've got black spots out there, but then you could bring in some white spots as a spot swap. Throw that one behind you. Okay, now we're going to do as many as you can fit on the page as possible. If you want to follow me, I'm going to try and fit 12 in, but let's have a go. So we now know what the giraffe looks like. I'm going to do one here. I'm just going to quickly throw them in. I'm going to do classic 4-legged giraffes, not our new breed. One. And I'm going to try and fill all the paper I can. Like that. 2. 2, get a bigger brush. That one can be eating something. We'll work that out later. The more unusual positions, usually the funnier and the better, and they'll make you do more interesting things. 3. Oh, goodness. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. 5. And I'm really giving it variety here. I'm having some big and some small. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I've done little ones there, 11, 12. So just did the bodies as counting. Another way you can do it, give them all their heads. And then we're going to go in with their legs. So these are little ones at the bottom. Yes. So it's really playing with it, but don't forget the heads. Not essential. I once saw the painting without a head on a fisherman, and the person said to me, "Do you mean it not to have a head?" Oh dear, it's very funny. Okay, let's get our spots on and our fair down the spine. Some spots. Just play around, cover them, different sizes, different colors if you like. Best thing is just trying something out. Go in with the hoof bits as well. May as well. Some can have big spots, some can have small spots. All the way up and down the legs. All over the bodies. Perfect. And the little ones. When you're doing like a job lot of giraffes like this, you can't concentrate on it too much. So you're doing really mad unusual things, and then you can pick out one later like to cut out or concentrate on to make into a painting or something if you like. Just putting in the hooves. But they all look like they're dancing. Okay, and then I'm just gonna put two eyes on. Like that. Little noses, nose mouths, ears, antennae. Maybe a bit of sort of, you know, how we bring in a bit of dry brushing down the neck for a bit of shadow. All those bits. You know, put shoes on them if you like. Go rogue. I used to think like, oh, I mustn't do that because my gallery wouldn't like it, or you know, I did used to sort of not draw a unicorn because that was a bit sort of paper chase 2006 or something like that. But I very quickly learned that people really just, you can't do anything wrong. Galleries love seeing new things. They were loving the work today. Absolutely. And, you know, enjoying sort of laughing with me at some of it as well, which is good. And I just let them have an absolute free for all and look round and try and explain what I was trying to do with some of the work. Right, has everyone done 12 giraffes or something like that? Oh, okay. That is my giraffe page. Oh, let me put that behind me. Next. Oh yeah, okay. Last one for giraffe is simple line drawing. So I would get like I'm gonna get a basic dry media. I really love blue and white at the moment. This is like a cornflower blue. I'm just gonna get like a different color to a giraffe. And we're just going to over and over. We're just gonna quickly do a line drawing of the giraffe. You see, I'm rolling my brush. I'm messing around with the shape of the giraffe. I'm just sort of playing with perspective. We're just capturing the giraffiness of it. Okay, so we're doing line drawings, and I just want you to fill the page with line drawings of the giraffe. Oh, I think lines themselves, I know it sounds a bit OTT, but lines themselves are so beautiful. And when you do something like this, it really picks up on how wonderful they are. And it can bring in like loads and loads of personality. Some people are so good with line work that they prefer it to painting and, can get through so much expression and just sort of mess around with your brush. I mean, your dry media. I mean, you can do sort of dry brush line work as well, which is nice. I can sort of show you that. Let me show you an example. So just, oh, it's not that dry. So you can sort of get in a bit of just with your normal brush, you can start to sort of play with your lines as well. Just really simple lines can say an awful lot. Adding the spots, change the colors. You're just going to be using your hands in different ways. I think I opt for paint so much because you get such a intense color very quickly with paint. But I'm such a fan of drawing as well. It's lovely. Let me just finish a big one here. We got to know this giraffe really well. Gone off the page. I wonder if his legs, put his legs out flat. Gosh, I wonder if there's anyone here who has like an amazing, I bet there's some people who live in like America and Canada on this call that have some amazing sort of different animals to the ones that I'm used to seeing. Very exciting. And to make these stand out, you can paint around them. You can paint like, you might see a herd of giraffes like this. You might start to paint disco lights and whatever. So that's just really enjoying the line work. And for that, I used an oil pastel. So yeah, that's that one. That concludes giraffes. We shall carry on our safari to lions and donkey. Let's see. Okay, good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to fill the page, and both of them have got to be on the page using everything we've learned so far. Okay, so let's start with the lion's head. Just get that block colour down. Just like that. Right down. And where am I going to put the donkey? Let's have think. Oh, maybe, the donkey could sit on the lion's back. But you can do it however you like. So the lion's going to be the main event. Big lion. Just like that. Him with a bit of a big nose there. Right, stick that in there. Okay, and let's get a bit of black for the donkey. Bit of black and blue and sort of white if you've got any. White's so hard to find around here, I tell you that. Just got loads more delivered today. Need to remember to get it out. Then I've got my little donkey on the lion's back. And then his nice donkey ears and his donkey tail. And then I might bring a bit of that grey onto my line a bit. Just throw that on, throw in its face. Okay. Now I'm just going to put my brush down a minute. I'm going to get out a bit of dry media for my detail. Okay, so I'm going to stick his nose there because that looks like that's sort of proud out of his face. And then ear in the mane. And then eye like that. And then donkey gets his nose and his ears and his eye. And he gets stripy hooves, a hoof with a stripe above it. And the all-important bit of stuff down his back. Hair down his back like that. Might bring a bit of detail down his spine. Now, our lions, they need work. Let's bring in this mane. Over-exaggerate it. Give him a big old mane. Big mane like that. Now let's try and find some white to put under his chin. Shape it like that. Bring his nose out a bit like that. See if that works. Oh, he's a tricky customer today, this one. I'm going to bring some white onto the body over here. Somehow I need to fix this lion. Hang on. You see how I use white to slightly edit? Like that. Looks like, and then maybe a bit of a strong brow there. Like that. And then like that. And then a bit of a nose like that. And then bring attention to his tail. And you could just do some dry scribbling with your brush, all different directions. He's got claws. Get those claws in. Let's get that dry media in. Bit of sort of shadow around the donkey, maybe where the donkey's standing. And then we can paint, we can paint around them in, or what color shall we do? Any color you like. I'm thinking I might just go like really mad and go green. I never put green and yellow. Well, I hardly put green and yellow together. I'm second guessing myself, but I don't mean to normally put these greens and yellows together. I just think one rule just doesn't apply to everything, every painting. That's why you've got to mix it up and take a chance. There's a lot of betting in painting. Now it looks like they're in some sort of jungle. I'm going to bring in a bit more different greens. Your giraffe and lion could be going through a city. You could be flying, could be in a town, anything you like. Bit more green. Get your bigger brush out, Emily. Come on. Right, here we go. This will be better. And then because it's grass, you can be, well, because it could be interpreted as grass, you can be super messy with it because it could be slightly going over the lion's feet and things. So it could just be, you could sort of start to bring it up a bit like grass and Because I'm doing it with gouache, it's sort of layering over it, but you can still see the line under it, which is quite nice detail. Okay. Lion, friends with a donkey. Good. Done. Tick. I'll put photos. I'm going to start putting photos of my work up that I've done in my classes online afterwards. I hadn't thought about that, but my lovely barn assistant, Catherine, told me it might be a good idea. Okay, now let's do, I'm regretting some of these things. Okay, let's try a donkey. No, well, you can do a donkey with two heads or a lion with two heads or a donkey lion. Let's try, I think I'm going to try a donkey lion. I like the way I'm sort of just going against my own rules. I'm going to put the donkey here, like that. The donkey's going to be this half. And then help. And then the lion is going to be this half. What could go wrong? Okay. So what we just learned, but half and half. Gonna stick in that mane first. Get that big mane in, get in those characteristics. Throw down that colour. And we need to make it look like they are one animal. That sort of needs to, can be, my donkey's got a bit brown. But you can get brown donkeys, can't you? I'm sure somewhere you can get brown donkeys. And then you can start adding your noses, start adding different bits of white. You can start, if you're using white, so good to like layer on everything. That's why I'm always out of white. Hoof, underbelly, tummy bit. Okay. Just getting those sort of not details. We're doing loose detail, loose colours, vague details, squinty eye, information. Donkey might want a bit of like bluey green in on it. So you might just sort of bring in a bit of blue. Maybe like that. And I might sort of bring in, try and give them two legs each. Got one there, one there. Okay. Now I might use a bit of that blue that I used on the donkey, edge it around the mane so it looks like we're in the same picture. This is totally normal thing to be doing on a Thursday night, everyone. It means you're as mad as me. Oh no, I've given him too big a chin. Right, let me just blend that out. I don't like too hard a line for, that's better. Let's just forget about what's going on over there and let's go to the zebra. Nobody panic. Ears, they've got lovely curvy ears. And shadow down the leg, like that. Might bring a bit of that dark shadow behind the lion. Oh, dry brushing the lion's mane. That's good. That works if anyone wants to do that. Maybe a bit of darker detail on that mouth. Bring that down like that. Oh. And then we probably need good robust legs to make us get away with this. So I'm sort of thickening out the lion's legs. Then I'm going to go over to the donkey and just put more colour on them. And then I'm going to give the donkey the nice thick black hooves. to finish it like that. And then put a stripe above them. And then I'm going to put claws on the lion, just like that. And I might just sort of put a bit of shadow under it like that. And then you can sort of dry brush a bit if you like. Bit of shadow. Okay, and there you have a donkeyan. There's a donkey and a lion, or a lion, a lionki. I'll let you choose. Oh no, I forgot it's back there. Sort of blend that through. People totally believe that it's a real animal. Yeah, definitely. Brilliant. Brilliant. Um, good choice picking this art class. You would never have done that in another one. I say questioning my teaching skills. Okay, now, oh yeah, okay. So we're gonna do a full face of the lion. I want you to do the sort of details up close of the lion's head. Let's see. Here he is. But what we're going to do is we're going to do it upside down. Bear with. Wait a mo. Uh, hmm, hmm. Oh, goodness. Okay. Let's see. Have I got his face in? Just one palette down. Okay. Are you ready? We're going to draw his face upside down. I'm gonna make my, I'm gonna half size my paper. I think it then goes to like A3 I'll be working on, and I'm going to be doing it portrait. And I'm going to be doing this upside down. Are you ready? Let's get the black. Let's put in those eyes. Put in those important bits. Nose. Some people are so good at using like black for like outlines and detail, and it doesn't overtake the page. If I use too much black, it sort of overtakes. I'm going to do his feet, but mainly face. Okay, so I'm going to start by putting in his mane around his face, like that. So you really want to just be doing what you're seeing, all working upside down. Let's try and find some white again. Again, you can sort of knock back some of your black if you need to, if you're not so keen on black, with it as a strong line as well. Might bring it a bit down there. Just do quite a bit of white as a base layer, sort of yellowy whitey cream. All the whites you can do is really good. Like you can use white so many different ways. I could do a whole 5-day seminar on how on different ways to use white. I don't think anyone would come. Sounds pretty boring, but it is really exciting, the stuff you can do with it. Okay. Now what am I gonna do? I'm gonna try and like bring in his nose a bit with a bit of yellow, like that. I sort of love the lack of control you get upside down. Maybe a bit of darker color in his hairline for shadow. Oh goodness, that's too dark. Blend that in. Like that. Might bring in some dry media. Get those spotty bits on. Bring in that dry media under his feet for detail. Bring around a bit of eye detail. Sketching around his face. Bring up his nose, even though that's not there, you can just make it up. Shadow his legs. Color his eyes. His eyes are like a bright yellow. Let's try that out. That's probably going to look mental. I've got paint sticks here, which are just cheap children's paint in a stick. It's like a oil crayon. It dries really quickly and easily. And I just sometimes use it on top of my work or under my work. It can be quite cool to like lift a piece. So yeah. Are we ready to turn our lines round? Oh, you know what we could do? Just a bit of splashy water. Love a bit of splashy water. Always going to encourage you to do that. Throw your paint. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3. Turn it. Whoa, that is an angry lion. Oh my goodness. Patricia, I love it. That's so good. That's so, so good. Oh, I love them. Okay, right. Put that over there. Now, donkey's turn. Upside down donkey. Oh no. Should we do the full donkey upside down? Okay, full donkey. Upside down. I'm just going to squeeze out some of this white. There's not much left of it. I'm just going to put a load on the page and I'm going to try and fill the page with this donkey. Okay, I'm going to start with its ears because they're its biggest characteristic. But there's no wrong way to do it. And I'm going to try and fill the page as much as I can. Putting in the nose, bringing out the mouth, the head, the eyes, body, leg. Oh, it's got a big bum. Leg, leg, leg. And I'm going to bring back its back all the way round. Oh no, it needs to be low. And then up like that. Oh my goodness. This is already very unusual. Okay, let's not panic. Not panic, let's just get the main body in. Okay. Extra points if you want to do 9 legs again. Get that whitey grey. You can get that a bit of blue in. Blue, white, grey. Like that. Right, you can dry brush a bit of blue in. His tail. Got a bit of sort of that like scruffy texture to him. Getting those hooves at the bottom. They seem to be regularly saving us now. I think its ears need to be I was gonna say ear-like, but sort of rabbit-like. Put that like that. Bit of shading under his chin. Bit of shading under his tummy. Or a bit of grey It needs to be a bit more grey. Can have some of my grey hair. Right. Think think it's looking like a rabbit. Anyone else having that? Think maybe if I do, oh yeah, it's the back bit, even though this one you can't really see it. But I think if we add that back hair bit, that'll help us no end, make it look like not a rabbit. So just make that bit up if you like. And then I'm going to do that thing where I bring in a bit of dry line work down the legs like that. And then I might give him a smile. So everyone's busy laughing at his smile and they don't question what breed he is. Right. I'm oh wait, shall I just gonna put a bit of white over this line here. So when I turn it around, it doesn't distract my eye. Because that wasn't like an error line, but I can always paint around it later. Okay, are we going to turn our donkeys round? 1, 2, 3. His ears are very big and his neck is very short. Oh dear, I love it. But he is bordering on rabbit. Rabbit donkey. Love. Oh, can we draw a quick, tiny little, should we draw a tiny little line on his back? Should we just add in line quickly? Let's put line back. Let's put a tiny, oh, I'll tell you what, let's draw the line upside, hang on. No. Let's turn the camera back round. There we go. It should. Okay. Now, oh, so he's traveling the right way. Let's add in our lion on the donkey's back. I feel it's only fair he gives him a lift because he's just given him a lift on his back. Equal rights for donkeys and lions around here. So I'm just quickly putting in what we've learned from the lion so far. Give him a big nose, flick loads of paint. Don't panic about the ears. Bring in a bit of shading down his back. Like that. Okay. Yeah, definitely bordering on one of the strangest pieces of work I've ever done. Put you up there to dry. Panic. Move on. Okay, next one. You ready for your next animal, everyone? Let's start with this, because I think it's really good to do. Let's do the panda upside down with dry media line work. Okay, there he is. So I'm now just going to find a pencil, no, or an oil pastel. And I'm just going to do quite a few drawings of the panda upside down, looking at his ears, looking at his eyes, looking at his bamboo, and his beautiful paws. And yeah, let's get that bamboo in. Holding his bamboo. And then I'll shade in his arms and feet. And we'll just try various ways of doing it with line work upside down. So what we could do next is we could do line work in any colour you like. You could do it with oil or drawing pencil. Let's put my little face. And so if I did it with kind of dark colour, it's kind of dark blue. I'm just gonna draw his outline with dark blue, and then I'm gonna do gouache wash over the top. But you can do any sort of paint wash over the top, or you can colour in with dry media. So I'm just putting in those details. And then I'm going to shade in the other parts with paint. Okay, now he's got his bamboo. Can't fit his leaves in. Fine. Okay, so now we're going to just quite a watery wash. I'm just going to wash over the gouache bits like that. Like that. Like that. Then round the eyes. Bit like that. Under his chin. Like that. And then whilst, if you got your paintbrush out, you can start doing another panda. I'm going to start with his feet here. I'm going to do it 1 foot at a time, and then I'm going to work up like that. Just testing yourself to make yourself do a variety of work. What we're after is just different things all the time. We don't want to be producing, we're not a computer, we're not a machine. We want to be producing interesting stuff and sort of testing ourselves and pushing ourselves. Little face. Eyes. Oh, that's good. I've given him a black eye. Looks like I punched him. Ears. Bring in that bit. His bamboo. What would be another good thing to practice with this one is, let's try and do negative space. So let's use blue or a colour and go round the outside. So I'm going to go round his bamboo, going around his arm, going around his head and his ears. Again, really challenging myself. His other arm and his leg, like that. And I'm gonna go around the outside with blue like that. And then I'm gonna draw in the panda. I think it's negative space drawing. Okay, let me find black. Let's put a big eye there. His nose. Colour in an ear. Make him smile. Put the eye. Take the hint from the bit that the parts of them that you've drawn sticking out. Go around the feet. And it doesn't look like I did another foot. And you can shade them in. And then we're gonna do something really hard for the next bit, just to really test us. Okay, because I feel like some of you might be actually incredibly competent at this. So I'm gonna push you really hard now. Okay, I want you to get two dry media in your hands, and we're going to do a panda with each dry media, okay, upside down. So no idea how this is going to go. Ear, ear. Where am I looking? Face. Arms like that. Arms like that. Feet like that. Feet like that. And like that. And then I'm going to try and do the details with both of my hands. This hand is not playing ball. Smiles. Shade in the ears. Oh my goodness, colouring with both hands, so hard. And then the claws, colouring with both hands again. The difference between my left and my right hand and what they do is so funny. Oh no, get over there, you. Got a very disobedient left hand. Give it the claws. And there we go. Okay. So now we have pandas drawn with two hands. We've got all sorts of pandas. Are we ready to turn them around? Because then we've got a couple of more minutes to do one more. 1, 2, 3. All the pandas. Oh, I love the pandas. Oh, you can always annotate them. It looks quite nice sometimes if you say like pandas drawn with two hands at once, panda with negative space, upside down, all drawn upside down, panda with gouache. So you can really sort of play and write it all out. Quite good to remember what you did. Or you can just pretend it never happened. Equally as good. Okay. I'm going to give you actually a bit of an exam now. 2 minutes left. Are you ready? I'm treating you like I'm treating my sister and Sandy, who I paint with a lot. And I sort of get them to do weird, strange, hard things sometimes. I'm going to give you a few animals. Okay, so you know the donkey. Let's put the pig in as well. Okay. We have upside down. We have a whale, a white lion, a white tiger, a pig, and a donkey. And they're all quite far away. And we're going to fill our page with them. We've got 2 minutes left. Paint and draw for your life. Are you ready? Let's go. What have I done? What am I starting with? I'm going to have to start with the tiger. Oh, I'm just going to have to slightly make up the shapes because I can't see the tiger that well. Give him some stripes. Get in some feet. I'll work that out in a minute. I just sort of put in his vague shape. Okay, there's my tiger. Let's get this whale in. Put him behind the tiger. He sort of slots in behind the tiger nicely. Like that. And he's there. I think I've got my lights and darks mixed up with that. That's fine. No one will know. Okay, so I've got my whale. I've got my basic white tiger. Now for my donkey that I've had much trouble with this evening. Give it its 4 legs. Up to you though. If you want to give it more, I will not be judging. Then let's get a bit of a pink pig going. Let's just throw him in here. And usually Sandy's pretty good, but sometimes they say no. They're like, do we have to do this and I say, yes, I'm a slave driver.
Miss Bossy.
Yeah, exactly. That's Sandy. Poor woman. Now getting those details. So I'm going to put in its face from what I can see. I'm going to bring in some of those lines like that. Some stripy tail. More lines. I'm going to try and maybe draw a bit of a face. Yeah, I am so bossy when it comes to art, and I don't know why I just get so insistent. Not good. Right. Like there. Donkey, give him some hooves. Give him some hooves. Bit of hair on his back. Remember, that's key aspect to making him look like a donkey. And the pig snout's sort of long. We haven't spent much time on him today. I could literally, I love these glasses. I could do them forever. Could do so long with the I'm just gonna give him a curly tail on all these animals. So I've used a bit of black outline to get mine in, and we are at 2 minutes past, but I'm just going to brush in a bit of background to give it a bit of, maybe a bit of like a line. Quite like a sort of where the painting begins and stops. I'm just also really thankful for all of you turning up, because I know it's not easy. Everyone's got so many jobs on, so big to-do lists, and just really, without sounding condescending, I'm very proud that people are turning up and sort of putting this time aside to do art, because I know there's a million other things to do, but this is so important. If you can put an hour aside, as much as you can, to sort of play, I think it could be really good for people's brains. I'm sure there's some science behind that, right? Okay. Are we ready to turn round our pieces? 1, 2, 3, reveal. Pig, whale, tiger, donkey. That is a very unusual picture. Well, I was going to say thank you very much for coming. I've been Emily Powell, but that sounds very like a magic show. But thank you very much for coming. And just thanks, really, genuinely, so much thanks for coming. Message me your pictures, and just lots of love and loads of thanks. See you soon. Bye.